Shalom everyone. It's been a while since I've made a video on this channel, but I saved this channel for Judaism. And last night I was reading Shmuel 1 in the Tanakh, which is part of the section in the Tanakh called the Nevi'im, the prophets. And I started reading at Shmuel 13. And I will read you some of this, and I have a question that I would like people to think about. When all Israel heard that Saul had struck down the Philistine prefect, and that Israel had incurred the wrath of the Philistines, all the people rallied to Saul at Gilgal. The Philistines in turn gathered to attack Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen, and troops as numerous as the sands of the seashore. They marched up and encamped at Michmas, east of Beth Aven. When the men of Israel saw that they were in trouble, for the troops were hard pressed, the people hid in caves, among thorns, among rocks, in tunnels, and in cisterns. Some Hebrews crossed the Jordan to the territory of Gad and Gilead. Saul was still at Gilgal, and the rest of the people rallied to him in alarm. He waited 7 days, the time that Shmuel had set. But when Shmuel failed to come to Gilgal, and the people began to scatter, Saul said, "Bring me the burnt offering and the sacrifice of well-being." And he presented the burnt offering. He had just finished presenting the burnt offering when Shmuel arrived. And Saul went out to meet him and welcome him. But Shmuel said, "What have you done?" Saul replied, "I saw the people leaving and scattering. You had not come at the appointed time, and the Philistines had gathered at Michmas. I thought the Philistines would march down against me at Gilgal before I entreated the Lord. So I forced myself to present the burnt offering." Shmuel said to Saul, "You acted foolishly in not keeping the commandments that the Lord your God laid upon you. Otherwise, the Lord would have established your dynasty over Israel forever. The Lord will seek out a man after his own heart, and the Lord will appoint him ruler over his people, because you did not abide by what the Lord had commanded you." Now, Saul was the king. The people requested, Israel requested a king, and so Saul was appointed the king. But my question here regarding Saul is, why was Shmuel upset with him? Because he had given the offerings? Because he didn't have faith? Because he didn't ask God first for guidance? What was the reason that Shmuel was upset with him and told him pretty much, after you, none of your line will be a king over Israel? That's basically what he said at the end. He said that God would have established Saul's dynasty, his children, Jonathan, to be kings, successive kings. But the fact that Saul did the offering before Shmuel arrived, Shmuel said, "No more. Your line is not going to be a kingly line." So what was it? Now, I have my own answer to this whole thing, and I think most people, I mean, many people might agree with me, I don't know, that it was the lack of faith, the lack of trust, not in Shmuel, but the lack of trust in God that made Saul um, anxious, right? Because he saw that people were getting nervous, right? You know, because you've got the Philistines are going to attack, and they're getting nervous. And Saul was told to wait. Wait for Shmuel. Wait, wait, wait. And he got too anxious. And he then offered things to God. It is a bit confusing to me that somebody who gets anxious and who is making an offering to God would get such a rebuke from Shmuel. But at the same time, I understand that even when you're anxious and you want the answer to something, something's bothering you in life, to turn to your faith and to God is the most important thing you can do at that time. And some people might say, but that's what Saul did. He got nervous and he made sacrifices to God. But at the same time, he did it because he lost faith. I'm interested in what other people think of this. In the low bar, I will put the verses that I read so that people can look in their Tanakh and discuss this with me. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Put your answers and thoughts below, and I'll talk to you soon. Shalom.